Come here, I'm going to hold your hand while I say this. People who are educated like me, who have had the incredible privilege of being... I've been learning a lot lately, and a lot more about how we interact with one another, and I've been thinking a lot about how we communicate, and I think we're all having different conversations. And we really have to take the time to slow down and fully hear people. And I'm going to say before anything else that Black women have been saying this forever. And we should have all listened to them 100,000 years ago, and we would probably not be in this fucking mess. Just to start. But here's the thing. Of course, you're going to be scared if you hear on the news that someone is trying to hurt someone you care about. Full stop. It doesn't matter if it's true. It doesn't matter if it's false. It doesn't matter if it's exaggerated. It doesn't matter if it's out of context. No matter who you are, if you hear on the news that someone or something you love is under attack, that is going to impact you. So you have that layer. And then you have layers of people being impacted for different reasons from different places in the world. And what I mean by that is this. I am incredibly privileged to have basically the equivalent of an Ivy League education in my field. Incredibly privileged. I also went to community college right out of high school, and that community college was the first place I ever took a theory class. I ever learned, somebody ever intentionally taught me how to think critically and critically engage with the things that I was reading. That happened some in high school. But I've been thinking a lot about how the average American adult can read and write on an 8th grade level. That's not a dig to anybody. That just is what it is. Education is a privilege in our country. It shouldn't be. But I'm highly educated, and that's the only reason I can understand half the shit that's happening right now. And a lot of the stuff that's happening right now is created by highly educated people. And it's not good or bad to be educated or not. It just is. But when you are in a position of more authority, of more understanding, of more privilege than someone else, you have a responsibility to not take advantage of the people who have not had those same advantages. Okay? I've been thinking a lot about the time that my dad unironically quoted I think Animal Farm or 1984 to me. And didn't understand that the thing he was quoting was not something to be taken literally. It was a satirical commentary on the very thing that he thought it was supporting. But there's not really a way to explain that to somebody where they don't feel attacked and get defensive. That is all by design. We are all, every day, all day long, inside of systems that are designed to push our buttons and push us further away from each other. I can't say I'm a perfect person to speak on this because I haven't spoken to my dad in 6 years, or my mom. And I'm not sorry, and I won't change that because that's the right choice for me. Because there are people who can't sit down and have a calm, civil conversation without calling somebody stupid, without throwing insults, without getting defensive about what they don't know, or getting defensive about what they're afraid people think they don't know, or why they think they don't know it. Educated like me, I'm going to hold your hand while I say this. You're a bunch of assholes to people who have not had the same privilege as you. You look down on people who didn't have a choice. You look down on people who didn't go to school. You look down on people who don't understand. You look down on people who don't use $10 words to describe basic concepts. And I've got to tell you, I have a really brilliant 9-year-old kid. And when he was about 4, the world shut down. And I had to figure out how to tell him that in a way that made sense, was true, was reasonable, and didn't scare him. And you know what? I did. So if I can explain global situations to a 4-year-old in a way that he can understand, doesn't scare him, and goes at the pace of his ability to cope with it and work through it, I can do that for anybody. So I will take any question in good faith. Truly. Because we are never going to fucking get anywhere if we don't start trying to understand each other.